are not just forgotten shadows, they are battlegrounds of conflicting identities. Society expects them to be caregivers, professionals, and role models, yet they often feel trapped in a box that doesn't fit. This pressure creates a fracture, a relentless tension between who they are and who he told to be. The struggle intensifies as they navigate a world that overlooks their contributions. They are dismissed as relics, yet they hold the weight of experience and resilience. Each day, they confront the suffocating silence of being unseen, fighting against the narrative that marginalizes their existence. What does it mean to be invisible in a world that demands visibility? The implications are chilling. As they grapple with their identities, the future looms. Will they continue to be sidelined, or will they rise against the expectations? The choice is theirs, but the cost of silence is steep. The burden of expectations. Society's gaze is relentless. Women carry the weight of expectations like a shackle, suffocating their true desires. The pressure to conform to roles: perfect mother, dutiful wife, successful career woman creates a chasm between who they are and who he forced to be. Each day, they navigate this minefield, torn between ambition and obligation. The clash intensifies. They smile while their dreams suffocate in silence. The world demands compliance, but the internal struggle rages on. Every choice feels like a betrayal of self, of family, of societal norms. The relentless ticking clock amplifies the urgency. What happens when the facade cracks? When the weight becomes unbearable, the future looms darker and more isolating. Will they continue to wear the mask, or will they confront the truth? The stakes rise. The moment of reckoning approaches, and the cost of inaction becomes painfully clear. The silent resilience, Generation X women embody a quiet strength that often goes unnoticed. They navigate a world that undervalues their contributions, yet they persist. This internal struggle creates a tension that's palpable. They're expected to be the backbone, the silent warriors, while society overlooks their sacrifices. As they juggle careers, families, and personal ambitions, the weight of invisibility presses down. Each day is a reminder of their resilience. But it also amplifies the feeling of being taken for granted. The pressure mounts. They question their worth in a culture that celebrates louder voices, leaving them feeling isolated in their struggle. What happens when this silent resilience reaches a breaking point? When the weight of unacknowledged strength transforms into a fierce demand for recognition, the future looms ominously, suggesting that the silence may shatter, leading to an eruption of voices that refuse to be ignored. Are you ready to confront this uncomfortable truth? Navigating career and family, the relentless push for career success collides with the suffocating weight of family obligations. Women of Generation X are caught in a ceaseless struggle, torn between ambition and the demands of motherhood. Each day is a battlefield, where professional aspirations clash violently with the unyielding expectations of home. As they climb the corporate ladder, guilt festers. The more they achieve, the more they question their worth as mothers. Are they sacrificing their children's well-being for their ambitions? Each promotion feels like a hollow victory, echoing with the cries of neglected family time. The stakes rise as they grapple with the fear of failure on both fronts. The pressure mounts and the clock ticks louder. Can they truly have it all, or are they doomed to a life of perpetual compromise? The future looms ominously, a reminder that every choice they make could lead to irreversible consequences, leaving them to confront the harsh reality of their divided identities. The impact of cultural shifts. Cultural changes are reshaping Generation X women in ways that demand attention. They stand at a crossroads, torn between adapting to relentless new norms and clinging to the familiar weight of traditional values. This tension is palpable, an internal battle that leaves scars. As they navigate these shifting landscapes, their identities fracture, revealing a struggle that is both personal and societal. The pressure mounts. Each day brings new expectations, new roles to play, and the fear of losing themselves in the process. The more they adapt, the more they risk alienation from their past. The stories they tell themselves become fraught with contradictions, each narrative a reminder of what they might lose. What happens when the very essence of who they are is up for negotiation? The threat looms larger. The future is not just uncertain, it's a battleground for identity. Will they emerge as something new, or will they vanish into the void of forgotten values? The choice is looming, and it's impossible to ignore. The power of community. Isolation gnaws at the edges of your existence. You scroll through endless feeds, searching for connection. yet the faces blur into a sea of anonymity. You crave a tribe, a place where your voice matters, but the world has splintered into fragments. Each click deepens the void, amplifying the loneliness that festers beneath the surface. You witness others banding together, their laughter echoing through the digital landscape. They share experiences, creating bonds that seem impenetrable. You feel the weight of exclusion pressing down, a reminder that you're on the outside looking in. The fear of being forgotten looms, a shadow creeping closer with every passing moment. What happens when the desire for belonging morphs into desperation, when the need for community turns toxic, and the very people you seek to connect with become the source of your pain? You stand at the precipice, teetering between connection and chaos, knowing that the next step could plunge you deeper into isolation. The question is, will you risk it all for a chance at belonging? The weight of comparison, society's gaze is relentless. Every glance, every whisper, every social media post screams a single message: you are never enough. Generation X women feel this weight acutely. They navigate a world where self-worth is measured against impossible standards. The internal conflict is suffocating. They chase validation, yet it slips further away with every comparison. As they scroll through curated lives, the pressure mounts. The voices of doubt grow louder. Why can't I look like her? Why can't I achieve what she has? The relentless cycle of comparison breeds resentment, not just towards others, but towards themselves. Each moment spent in this toxic loop erodes their identity, leaving them questioning their very existence. The future looms dark. If this cycle continues, self-acceptance will remain a distant dream, and the chasm of inadequacy will only widen. The question is no longer about fitting in. It's about survival in a world that thrives on your insecurities. Are you ready to confront the truth of your own reflection? Embracing vulnerability. Vulnerability is a weapon, but it feels like a curse. In a world that rewards strength and competition, the fear of exposing weakness grips tightly. Women of Generation X know this struggle intimately. They've been taught to mask their insecurities, to present a facade of invulnerability. But beneath that surface lies a churning storm of doubt and fear. As they navigate careers, relationships, and societal expectations, the pressure mounts. The stakes rise with every moment they hide their true selves. The cost of this charade: isolation, anxiety, and a relentless internal battle. The irony: true empowerment lies in the very vulnerability they shun. Yet, the clock is ticking. Each day spent in denial inches them closer to a breaking point. The question looms: will they continue to suffocate under the weight of their own expectations, or will they confront the truth that vulnerability could be their greatest strength? The choice is chillingly theirs. Redefining success. Success isn't what you think. It's a trap, a societal construct that binds you to expectations that aren't yours. Generation X women feel this pressure acutely. They're told to climb the corporate ladder, to balance family and career flawlessly, to be everything to everyone. But what if that's not success? What if it's just a suffocating illusion? The conflict simmers beneath the surface. Women struggle to reconcile their own desires with the relentless demands of society. They question their worth, their choices, their very identity. Each day, they face the haunting realization that their version of success might never align with the world's definition. And here's the chilling truth: the more they chase this mirage, the further they drift from fulfillment. They risk losing themselves entirely. Will you continue to chase a success that isn't yours? Or will you confront the unsettling reality that true fulfillment might require dismantling everything you've been taught to believe? The future of Generation X women. Generation X women stand at a crossroads, burdened by the weight of legacy and the relentless march of change. They are caught between the expectations of the past and the demands of a future that seems to dismiss their struggles. The world has shifted, but the scars of their battles remain, festering under the surface. As they navigate a society that often overlooks their contributions, resentment simmers. Their voices, once powerful, now echo in the shadows, questioning their relevance in a landscape that celebrates youth and novelty. The pressure mounts. They must redefine their identities in a world that insists on moving forward without them. What happens when the very essence of who they are is challenged? The future looms, threatening to erase their narratives, leaving them to grapple with an unsettling truth. They either reclaim their place or risk being forgotten. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking. Will they rise or will they fade into obscurity?